In this video, I'll be going through the exact system that I use in my agency to start, run, and scale Meta ads campaigns that allow me to sign US business owners as clients in my agency. And I've been using this strategy with a few minor tweaks for give or take the last year, and this strategy allows me to sign clients for up to $6,000 each. Yes, each. And I'll also be providing you in the video with some changes that you should consider with this strategy now that Andromeda is here, and how you can sign the maximum amount of clients and capitalize on this new change within the Meta ads platform. Now, I'll also be showing you what metrics you should track, how to determine if ads, they should be killed or they need more time, and the right data points to track to scale consistently. So stick till the end to make sure that you do not miss out on any piece of information. And of course, if you haven't already, subscribe for more free weekly sauce that I drop. Now, the first thing that you want to do is, obviously, you need to have a specific niche, a specific type of businesses in the US that you want to target. The ones that I would recommend, to be honest, are ones that have high LTV, which means the ones that offer services for a very high price. So anything, for example, like contracting jobs, like roofing, home improvements, med spas as well, when they select treatments and packages, like laser hair removal, hair transplants, those are all businesses that charge a lot per customer. Even if you get them a few clients per month, you'll make them a lot of money. So you can justify them paying you thousands of dollars per month while also making a profit. And also, you want to develop an irresistible offer, and that should be the core, the foundation of any good ad. Whether you're running ads for yourself, for your clients, you want to make sure that a good offer that gets clients through the door is the most important thing that you work on. You know, that's more important than your sales process, more important than your lead management, because if you have something that people want to buy, people will buy it regardless of how optimized your entire operations are. So your offer must be so compelling that potential clients find it impossible to refuse. You want to focus on a clear value proposition and tangible outcomes. Like, what are they getting out of working with you? So are they getting 100 leads? Are they getting 20 closed jobs? Are they getting 45 to 50, 55 appointments? Make sure that your offer is extremely clear and concise. And like I said, this is the foundational step. It's critical for Meta ad success. The next thing is you want to launch with diverse creatives. You want to begin with at least 4 distinct creative variations. These should encompass different offers, unique hooks, and ideally varied visual elements to resonate with diverse segments of your target audience. This broad initial sweep helps identify winners. So obviously, you know, we're talking about, oh, you need to have an offer, right? But the thing is, you're rarely going to magically have the best offer. You want to test offers as well. And the reason why you want to have different ads is you can test different hooks, so you can test different offers. Now, the order that I would recommend is the first thing that you want to test when you're running ad campaigns, when you're launching, is you want to test out different offers. So for example, you can have an offer of, hey, I can get you 200 leads in 4 months for a specific, for example, for a land clearing or roofing business, right? Or another offer can be, for example, I can get you 30 to 40 appointments within the next month, or you don't pay. Something along those lines. Make sure that you need to formulate an offer that people just cannot say no to, and that should come with testing different offers. Now, before I continue, if you want my help to implement an ad system that allowed me and some of my clients that I work with close between $8,000 all the way to $17,000 within the first 30 days of launching ads and signing clients, then hit the first link in the description. And by the way, we guarantee that you will sign at least 10 clients within 180 days, or you don't pay nothing at all. It's not a marketing thing, it is a guarantee, because I've done it, other people that I know have done it, and it is something that is very doable. But again, I work with very few people because I literally don't have time. So if you're serious and you're looking to make a change, click the first link in the description. We can talk and see if you qualify. Back to the video. The next thing on the priority list is to test different hooks. Now, once you have an offer that you want to stick to, your line of thinking should be what type of hooks will resonate better. So the type of hooks that I think work the best, and of course this is something that you can go ahead and test, are hooks that call out directly the ICP, or they call out the ICP and one of their pain points. You know, so for example, roofing business owners under the age of 35. Being very specific, they are called out. Are you tired of having like lead services scam you with leads that don't respond? Again, a pain point. So there are like hundreds of different ways that you can go about making a hook, but you want to basically test those out extensively to know which works and which doesn't. And you also want to test different angles. You cannot limit your variation to just visuals. Experiment with different ad copy that highlights different benefits, different calls to actions, and even different landing pages. Yes. But the thing is, you want to always focus on what's most important. The most important thing is the offer, then the hook. And then you can tweak other things, you know, the visuals, the ad copy, all of that type of stuff. But the first test that you should run when you're creating a lot of ads every single week are those elements that I just mentioned. Now, how do you actually test tests with Andromeda, right? So you want to first of all inject and test new creatives, right? So you want to continuously introduce new batches of creatives into a dedicated testing campaign. You want to aim for at least 4 new creatives per week to maintain a fresh pipeline of potential winners. So when you first start, you basically want to have at least 4 to 5 different creatives, either different offers, different hooks, etc. You want to wait at least a week. And the budget that I would recommend is a minimum between $35 to $50 per day to start before you start scaling. And then you'll be able to tell within the first week what type of offers work. Okay, now we have 4 to 5 different creatives. What next? The next thing is you want to kill the underperformers in this testing campaign that you just launched. So you want to ruthlessly cut creatives that don't meet your performance benchmarks. This ensures your budget is always allocated to the most effective ads. So you launch a campaign, you want to kill, for example, all of the ads that are not bringing you results. The top ad or the top 2 ads, those you're going to keep. Now, once you identify winners, you want to analyze initial performance to pinpoint the creatives and offers that perform the best. These are your winners that will form the basis of your scaling efforts. Now that you have your winners, that initial testing campaign becomes a scaling campaign. That's where you want to scale. Now, when you have new creatives, right, you want to inject them. You don't inject them into the same Meta ads campaign. Why? Because Meta will say those campaigns are working just fine. So what you should do is you want to have a separate testing campaign where you introduce a fresh batch of creatives every single week. And that testing campaign, you want to basically, again, go for a week or maybe less, because the more you spend, the faster you can kill creatives. So what you can do is you can have a testing campaign and you keep testing and then implementing. By the time in your scaling campaign, do you remember how I said, like when we mentioned that there are winners, those winners will fatigue over time, which is why you need to be constantly testing and testing and testing and coming up with fresh creatives, because even the ads that bring you the highest results, give them 1 or 2 weeks and they will start to fatigue, they will start to get you less customers. And the reason why is because when you see an ad that potentially could be interesting, you might give it more time, but if you keep seeing it again and again and again, you will keep scrolling past it, and that's what constitutes fatigue. So when an ad fatigue, it spends more money and you get less results. So back to the testing campaign, let's say for example, your scaling campaign has creatives. As soon as they start to fatigue, you want to take the winners from the testing campaign, put them into the scaling campaign, and then churn off the ones that are not performing, and you keep rinsing and repeating. So again, like once that creative proves its worth in a testing campaign, you want to transition it to your primary scaling campaigns to maximize its reach and impact. Now, this agile inject, test, kill, and scale methodology ensures your Meta ads campaigns are always optimized, adapting to audience responses and market trends. When it comes to, okay, what are the key performance indicators? So we have ads that are performing just fine. So a lot of people, they'll just look at their cost per lead and they'll say, oh, I have a $20 cost per lead. My campaign is going great. But no, there are other much more important metrics that you should track in order to determine whether your campaigns are running well or not. And the most important thing is you need to treat ads like a business, right? It's not just about, oh, am I getting cheap leads? You should consider ads as a main constituent of the success of your business. So what you can do, for example, the first most important one is cost per lead. You need to understand the cost efficiency of your lead generation. So having a high cost per lead means your creatives are not good enough or your offer is not good enough. Cost per meeting. You need to track how much it costs to secure a meeting with a qualified prospect, right? Because not every lead will be a meeting. Sometimes like you can have 10 leads and only 6 or 7 of those. So you want to have a cost per meeting so that you can actually go ahead and say, okay, I'm spending $200 and I'm getting 5 meetings out of those $200. So basically, if I want to get 100, well, do the math. Here's how much I should spend. Now, this one is my personal favorite one. It's the cost per showed up meeting. You need to optimize for actual engagement, not just booked appointments. So what I like to do is by the end of every month, I see how much I spent, and then I see how many meetings showed up to my calls, and I say, okay, I had to pay, for example, $1,000 to get 15 people on the call. And right now, like my cost per meeting is around $80 to $100, and that is really, really good. And per showed up meeting, not per booked meeting, because a lot of people will not show up to your calls, especially if you're targeting niches that are like that involve the worker being out there, like heavy. And again, like if you're paying $80 to get one person on a call and you can sell them $3,000, $4,000, granted you will not close every single deal, but that should tell you, hey, okay, no problem, I can spend $800 now and I can get 10 meetings. If I close 2, lowest figures, 2 or 3 of those, I can make at least $6,000, $7,000. So this is how the math should work. And once you have those figures, once you have those numbers, it is very, very easy to make decisions such as, let me increase my budget now so I can get double or triple the amounts. And then the cost to acquire a customer, check how much by the end of each month or by the end of each quarter, you want to see how much you spent and how many clients you got. So for example, you can spend $3,000 and you got 7 clients or 6 clients. It means that your cost to acquire a customer is around $500. Our cost to acquire a customer on average is around $350, and our cost per show that meeting is around 80 to 90. So those are benchmarks that you can use, but they are not really like set in stone. I'm just telling you what works for us, and that's how we can actually consistently scale. But what I would recommend is, as long as you have a 3x ROAS, return on ad spend, you're doing just fine, and you can slowly increase the budget. And of course, the last thing is you want to increase your ad spend by 25% to 50% at a time, so you can give yourself time to adapt to a volume, because business is not linear. Just because you spend $1,000 and on ads and you got like $5,000 does not mean that you'll spend $100,000 and make $500,000. That gap is huge in terms of you need to make sure that you manage the right team, you train the right team, they have the right scripts, the right SOPs, your service delivery is on point, your onboarding is on point, because the more volume that you have, the more challenges you're going to have. So you need to make sure that you only scale slowly so that you can have time to hire, to set up systems, to automate things in your agency. And you need to monitor KPIs closely after each increase as well, because sometimes you will see a drop off, which is very, very normal. But the more you monitor these metrics, the more you'll know what you should work on. So if you have, for example, a very low CPL, but your cost per meeting is really low, it means that the appointment setter is not really booking the meetings. If you have a cost per showed up meeting that is very high, but your cost per meeting is good, it means your show up sequence, making clients show up to the call is bad. And of course, if your cost to acquire a customer is low, it means almost everything is wrong. So the first thing you want to look at is the cost to acquire a customer, and then you basically dissect. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you think it was useful, feel free to subscribe and turn on the post notifications for free weekly value, just like this. Now, you can either take these concepts that I'm talking about and implement them, or you can have my team help you implement them inside of your own agency. Now, I only work with less than 5 people per month just because I genuinely don't have time. So if you actually want to work with me one-on-one with my team, and of course we take this very, very seriously, then click the link below and let's talk. Okay, peace out, and I'll see you in the next video.